Hello, you wonderful people. So for today's video, I'm going to talk about the teaser trailer that just came out for Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. If you haven't seen it already, I'll include a link to it in the description down below. But just want to kind of share some of my thoughts about what we saw. I thought it was kind of interesting. There's this line from the, what I believe it to be the Mandarin saying this to Shang-Chi, that I gave you 10 years to kind of live your life and see what you did with it. Because it seems like, as we saw, he's been training ever since he was a kid, because I think his dad's been preparing him for this his entire life, because I believe the Mandarin is his dad. And it's like, I've been preparing you for this your entire life. And either like a deal was made that, hey, you can do whatever you want to for these next 10 years, but after a certain age you reach, you are going to like rule by my side. So I don't know, because it does seem like we only see the training go up until he's about a teenager, it seems like, and then all the stuff of him kind of as an adult is him just kind of living in the outside world, just kind of doing his thing. So that's why I'm wondering, did the Mandarin set up like this 10-year thing, or was it just like, oh, like I've let you kind of do your own thing, and for these past 10 years you've done nothing. Like, look what you've done in your life. You just kind of been partying, having fun. It's like, nah, it's time to get down to business. It's time for us to do our thing. Because it does seem like he does hold some resentment, because it's not all good memories, because you see that when he's looking at the wood from all the training he did from as a kid, and he's just like punching the wood just because of all the harsh training. We see it throughout those montages of what he was kind of put through, and so he probably resents that world. He probably resents his father to a certain extent. I mean, considering like, well, your dad's the Mandarin apparently, so it's like he's probably not the nicest dude. So I mean, we don't get a lot of the story beats. Obviously, it's a teaser trailer, so I think they're trying not to give away too much plot-wise. But what I think the trailer also does a nice job of showing us is that we are definitely leaning more in the magical side of things with this movie, because at one point in time, like obviously there's the rush of like water surrounding everyone, and it kind of freezes in place. Because I think that's what the 10 rings are connected to. Do know that like when it comes to the Mandarin and it comes to the 10 rings, I'm not well versed in that. My only experience with that is the Iron Man cartoon from like 2009 and 2011 that dealt with the Mandarin and the 10 rings. I don't know where even the 10 rings stand power level wise with like the Infinity Stones. I'd assume they're not as powerful as the Infinity Stones, but I don't know. I would assume too each one has their own powers like the Infinity Stones, but I doubt it's as cosmically as powerful. I mean, maybe it is, but it just seems like the 10 rings are kind of like an all-power thing. But that's also the name of the his group, isn't it? The Mandarin's group. I'm also curious how they're gonna, because I remember people talking about it. There's a short that deals with Serbian Kingsley's character, was his name Trevor from Iron Man 3. Like, I'm wondering how they're gonna tie back to that. I wonder, are they gonna reference that at all? Like, oh yeah, there's some dude posing as me back in the day. Like I said, they kind of already answered that. Like I said, I believe it was in a short. I've heard people talk about it. I've just never seen it myself. There's even this instance in the trailer too, where you see someone kind of running, and like it looks like there might be like a lion or something right beside him. So I'm wondering, is that going to be kind of similar to the rhinos in Wakanda, or is that going to be like a completely different situation? Did someone summon that lion, you know, or is it just kind of a regular lion that's like, oh, trained to fight? Like, is it very similar to the rhinos in Wakanda? I'm interested in that. Also, like, we see someone with kind of like, because most of what we've seen in the trailer just seems very like, well, first and foremost, like very fast-paced action, and I think that's going to bring a very unique feel and vibe to the MCU, because I think we're going to see some fighting that we've never seen before, like in very like quick and fast-paced like that. Obviously, the closest thing I'd probably say is probably like Daredevil will probably be the closest thing we've gotten to kind of be as fast-paced as that. But I feel like most action in the MCU isn't going to be, this will end up separating itself in that regard. There's even this shot in the trailer with someone kind of like gliding across the ground and stuff like that. It felt very like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon type of vibe and feel to it. But most of the martial arts seemed grounded in the sense that it's just normal hand-to-hand combat, weapons involved and stuff, yes, but there have been parts where you see like someone's like glowing arm and hand, so I don't know whether that's related to the 10 rings, or whether that's just someone with powers, like what those circumstances, what those circumstances are. I was already excited for this movie, but this teaser trailer like got me even more excited, because I think it's a situation of being able to see it, you know, firsthand, and kind of, yes, we don't know all the plot details, but enough to kind of be like, oh, get me excited to find out more about, you know, Shang-Chi and his story, and you know, what role the 10 rings play in all of this. But really, that's all I'm going to talk about. Till the next time we meet, be happy, be safe, live life to the fullest, and enjoy it. Good day and goodbye.